Hello everyone, I am PrussianPrince with the Untitled Warhammer 2 Tournament Match Cast. This is the HW League number 7, Season 7, and Tournament 7 as well, which is a Headhunter format. And this one I'm playing in round 2, yes, because I got a bye in the first round, playing as Carcassonne, and my opponent is VM's irongeneral, playing as the Warriors of Chaos. So there you go. That is the quick little intro of the tournament. Now, one thing to note here, though, is that since this is a headhunter format, you start out as one faction, World Legendary Lord, and you can play that until you defeat someone in a match who uses another Lord, and then you get that person's Lord and can use it further in the tournament. So it's one difference from normal HW League tournaments. Now, I picked Carcassonne because, of course, I really love Bretonnia. I'm playing as, well, you know, I'm using the Fae. Where is the Fae? There she is in all her glory. So we got, as usual, well, actually, Arcane Conduit, Shield of Thorns, Earthblood, Awakening of the Wood, Life Bloom, Mist of the Lady, of course. Sometimes I save on some of those spells, but, you know, usually I bring her like that. Then we have two paladins on Pegasi, I guess, both with Guardian, spread out because, you know, if there's flyers, maybe wanna make sure that I cover all the ground, or, you know, coming from multiple angles to hit specific key targets. Then I also have for the Cav Force 4 questing knights, because of course questing knights are really good. One of them is actually the Arwar Companions of Canel. There they are. Rest of my forces, basically the rest of it's pretty cheap. So I have 4 peasant mob up front with 4 men-at-arms right behind. One of them has shields, actually the one over here. Then I do have some peasant bowmen with pox arrows, spread out a little bit. So yeah, 2 with pox arrows and 2 regular ones. That is my composition now for Chaos. What do we have here? Well, we have Sartorial the Ever Watcher. That is who the legendary lord of my opponent. So he's got here Standard Die, Arcane Conduit, Final Transmutation, Plague of Rust. Now, Final Transmutation is huge spell against Bretonnia here, so it's a good thing that he decided to bring it. In terms of other single entities, I mean, basically we don't have anything else. Now, for Cav, we do have 2 Chaos Knights, and then the Arwar Swords of Chaos here. No, Arwar Chaos Knights. There you have them. We also have some dogs on the field, Chaos Warhounds, 1 on each flank. And for the mainline contingent, we actually have a mix of Chaos Marauders and Forsaken. So 1, 2, 3, I believe 4 Forsaken. Or 3 Forsaken and maybe like 3 Marauders or something. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 Forsaken and probably like 3 Marauders. Yep. 4 Marauders actually, my bad. Indeed. Of course, we do have the Arwar Chaos Warriors here, Mirror Guard, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Now, as you can see, I'm gonna hit play. Already wait, I have tribs. I have a trib, which I forgot about. How could I not go over it? And it's already gotten quite some value hitting these Swords of Chaos here. But I'm still targeting them, okay. Maybe I could have targeted the Mirror Guard instead, but oh well. Guess it's not the end of the world, because I do get a charge here. I also get some charges here. There's some weird stuff going on here. No counter charge from Chaos, which is huge. I got some charges in here. I stumped down the Companions of Canal. Phase here already draining stuff. I do get a Paladin caught here, which is really bad for me. I'm trying to send the Questing Knight to save that unit. But elsewhere here, the Questing Knights were able to kill off these Marauders, but their Marauders are very cheap, so, and actually the Questing Knights are really low now. I do manage to send in a Questing Knight to annoy Sartorial, and the Fae here has already done work. So this engagement here is actually turning around thanks to the Questing Knights coming in, but now more Chaos units coming in, Swords of Chaos, Sartorial as well. But this is kind of a weird scenario because I'm actually winning the engagement here. I've got infantry, I got a Paladin, some Questing Knights here, so I should be winning that. I'm sending Companions of Canel here to support because this battle is huge. Now there is a big extended Final Transmutation here, which I'm not sure if it's worth it because yeah, that's questionable. So now I do heal Fae and the Questing Knights. I do not manage to heal the companions with that heal though, so that's a mistake. But here again, these Questing Knights, these Chaos Knights are stuck and are not being microed out. But more Warhounds coming in, so they should be able to get into the archers and then into the trips. Engagement here is huge, but finally I got some more men-at-arms peasant mob coming into support. Bowmen get engaged, but I'm setting the men-at-arms to slow down the marauders. Peasant mob coming around here. I'm trying to send in to stop these units, but it's gonna be pretty hard at this point. Now this is a big engagement happening over here, and where is the Fae? I mean, there's a paladin here. Needs to disengage, but it's getting harder and harder to disengage actually from combat. Sure, more peasant bowmen running around, and trebs are actually still targeting some of those units that are coming back. And actually, one of the paladins, the ones that was stuck in that place, is now getting out of there. Still not looking too great for Bretonnia, but over here I'm getting more units in. This blob is going to be huge. And some Questing Knights coming around. There's still Chaos Knights just wandering around and doing lots of work, so this game is pretty difficult for me right now. But again, there's the drain going on. I am trying to chase these Chaos Knights with the companions while leaving other units in here. And Sartorial is, I mean, you know, the Fae is really draining all this stuff here, so that's good for her, but there's more Chaos Knights coming in, so at this point that's not good for the Fae at all. But still, there's an engagement over here. These Chaos Marauders getting finished off by peasant bowmen, while the men-at-arms just tank. Trebuchets are coming around, and because there are Chaos Marauders here, so they can't do anything. Paladin here is doing some weird stuff, and he really should be disengaging, but yeah, now I'm disengaging the right way as the mob coming around, because that Paladin needs to come in here. And again, Fae Enchantress here with Shield of Thorns helping out a lot, and all the draining from the Fae here is really starting to add up. But these engagements here are going my way, but more and more units coming in as well. I do start to disengage the cab at this point, and that is a big heal, and also hits the companions this time, so that is huge. More men-at-arms come around. Paladin is coming back, and it needs to support this fight as soon as possible. Paladin hitting here, Fae also hitting, and there's going to be a huge final transportation. So I believe there it is. So that is not an overcast, but it's still going to change things slightly. However, imagine if there was one right now. So I do pop an Awakening of the Wood here, which helps, and it's going to heal my units more, but that is really bad. That final transportation, if it was overcast, would have done a lot more than this, but the overcast was on that engagement there, which granted, like, may have been worth it, because one chaos that engagement much faster. But here comes Sartorial. He's running around, and he's running back now, because he is not in a good spot. He's trying to disengage. At this point, there's not much else for chaos. Actually, he is going in straight for some poor men-at-arms here. You know, they do not like this scenario. Just being stuck between Sartorial and, you know, well, Sartorial. But the Fae comes in. Oh, she is super bloody, but she's going to be capable of taking down Sartorial here. There he goes. He goes down. That is the game. The Fae is victorious. Or actually, yeah, there we go. Thought there were some other units over there, but there were not. So let's take a look at statistics. Obviously, the Fae massive value. Paladins did okay-ish. Peasant mob, I mean, even if they don't get 100, very good, but some of them got more. Men-at-arms did okay-ish. Peasant bowmen, as usual, doing, you know, actually damage value not being too great, but they kind of got stopped by the hounds and stuff, so yeah. In terms of Questing Knights, one paid for itself, two didn't, and the companions definitely paid for themselves here. Massively. Trips did okay-ish. Now for the Chaos, Sartorial did a huge amount, 3k value. Surprised, but I guess it's probably because of the transmutations. Chaos Marauders here not paying for themselves at all. Forsaken doing quite well, one of them. And the Mirror Guard, despite being shot at, 600 value isn't great. Chaos Knights, one of them didn't pay for them. I don't think they did that great. Warhounds didn't pay for themselves either, so that's game one. Let's move on to game two. Okay, so there we have it. This is game two. Now playing on Eschen. Again, same factions because the match isn't over yet, so we both have the same thing. Actually, technically, irongeneral did play round one, so he has another faction. I don't quite remember what he picked. Hang on, give me just 1 second. So irongeneral had Oh yeah, he picked up Lockyer because that was his first round opponent was playing as Lockyer, and obviously, I mean, I wouldn't be bringing Lockyer against Bretonia, so bringing Chaos with Sartorial is the better go here. Now let's go slow motion and go over my build. So I have basically the same build, so I'm not gonna go over it. Actually, no, I do not have the same build. My bad. What am I saying? So I do have, again, the Fae and 2 Paladin combo. And we have the 4 Questings combo as well. And 1 Trap. Now, what I gave up is actually on 2 Peasant Bowmen. So I have 2 Box Arrows now. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 Peasant Mob. But I do have, okay, still some Men-at-Arms, 3 of them, and 2 Battle Pilgrims. Now, the huge difference here is, I mean, yeah, I lost the Peasant Bowman. It's pretty important that I lost those. So that could be problematic, but we will see. And now, the Chaos build is entirely different. We still have Sartorial. Still has Final Transmutation and all the good stuff. But this is a very different Chaos build compared to the first game. So as you can see, it's a box. In terms of units, you know, we have a unit of Chosen here with Halberds. We do see 2 of those actually in total, I believe. Then we have some Chaos Warriors with Halberds, so that's 3, 4, 5 of them. This is very good. And we also have 2 Hell Cannons, and one of them is the Soul of Damnation. So this is going to be a box build from Chaos, which, if you're not ready for it, can definitely make you very, very annoyed as Bretonia if you don't have the tools. And at this point, you know, I only have 1 Trebs, so with more Trebs, yeah, this would have been better. I'm not sure how many Trebs I need to take care of 2 Hell Cannons, but yeah. So this is basically a game of, okay, you know, like, sort of RNG at this point, like with build selection. Because at this point, I'd say, yeah, he has the advantage. But yeah, so at this point, I'm not sure what to target with my Trebs, I suppose. Ooh, that was a really good hit onto the Peasant Bowman from one of the Hell Cannons. And Hell Cannons are targeting the Peasant Bowman, which is a good target. You know, Peasant Bowman can definitely be very annoying. At this point, I'm like, how do I approach this? And actually, the Battle Pilgrims here are a really bad choice. Because in terms of AP, they have only 7, which is, yes, it's compared to Men-at-Arms, it's like 1 more, but it's not that great. So at this point, what I do here is actually kind of a mistake. I send in the Paladin, he's already getting munched up by the Chosen. And I send in, this is a good move, I send in the Fae and a Paladin to break up this, yeah, to stop the charge deflect from these units. But the problem is that I didn't charge in with proper units. Now I did, but still, these are Chosen with Halberds. The good thing is Fae is drained, that's good. Honestly, I should have just engaged this part of the main line where I have the Fae and ignored the rest. I don't need to engage anywhere else. Just engage where the Fae is and keep the rest for support. But Hell Cannons are doing a massive number on the Peasant Bowman, and I guess I'm trying to target down the Soul Damnation. I catch these while they were, you know, not bracing, but still didn't do much. And of course, the Final Transmutation here is huge and hits so many things. Now, Sartorial is in a very bad spot here because he's getting surrounded. Unfortunately for me, that Paladin got out, but I am sending in Questing Knights to try and keep him surrounded here. He's got quite the mass though, and look at him just welts through these Knights. He just pushed the Knights and got back into his blob. I got into this Hell Cannon though here, which is huge. But still, at this point now, there is a Plague of Rust here. I believe I'm hitting the Soul of Damnation here, but this Questing Knight is going to go down now. More Hell Cannons doing work here. Men-at-Arms, yeah, Paladin's over there. And Fae's doing, yeah, Fae's doing amazing stuff here. Still though, Companions of Canal here need to go around. And they're going to sort of come in from a good angle here. But still, these Chaos Warriors are really hanging on. Yes, Fae is awesome, but even the Fae can she do here? I mean, she's doing a great job, like, just all the damage value. And here's Sartorial surrounded by all this scab at this point, so this is not what he likes. But again, got so much mass that he just pushes the Questing Knights around and just gets out of there. Like, like nothing, so his mass is still huge. I didn't even think he could do something like that. But clearly my friend knows that he can do that, so yeah. Now Sartorial here is engaging Faye, and still some other infantry, but at this point I've got some paladins coming in. And as we can see, the HP of Sartorial did go down a lot actually, and I'm able to pop like an Earthblood, but again, Sartorial gets in there and doesn't, actually may have gotten hit by the trip. No, it was probably just the drain from Faye. So at this point, Faye is still doing more draining. That's good from the Faye here, basically. 29 kills. Paladins are still alive, but still, this is getting harder and harder. More trips coming around. I do get into this Soul of Damnation here, which is huge. I'm trying to get into Sartorial, but I guess I can't really, so I get some rear charges into these Chosen with Halberds, but what can you do with the rear charge into them, even with questing knights? I mean, they are Chosen with Halberds, so, and Chaos Warriors with Halberds. Now here, Sartorial is in another pickle, but he gets out of there scot-free without having taken any damage. But at this point, you know, it's in favor of Chaos, because, you know, not enough whittling down has happened here. There's still a bunch of infantry for Chaos. The Fate is still alive, and even though Sartorial has taken quite the damage here, he's still getting shot at, but because it's Sartorial, he has like 50% missile resistance, so good luck with that. At least the Soul of Damnation is still here, so there's that, but oh, 0 models? Okay, so this looks kind of bugged. At this point, the Fae is actually a really bad spot here because of the Chaos Warriors with Halberds. She is going to be routing off the field, and that is huge, because if she was full HP, maybe she could have done something. Still doing some damage here, but oh, look at this Hell Cannon, still alive, and she's gonna get a beautiful shot into those companions, so that is huge. The Fae is still here engaged, and she is draining, which is good, but it's not really going to be what is necessary. What is this Soul of Damnation doing here? It's really strange. Now here I send these peasant mob here just to keep the enemy busy, but you know, this is really hard at this point. Trying to reorganize my forces. The Treb is getting value. It actually has 2 bronze chevrons. Faye is back and she can still heal. More companions come around. These peasant bowmen have a lot of ammo because they haven't been able to get their shots off, because they always got routed, and that Hell Cannon actually missed, but probably gonna have another shot soon. That was a big heal on all these 4 units here, which should change the balance of power a little bit. You know, those are massive heals like that are gonna affect the balance of power usually, but still there's so let's do a check on the units. So we have some Chosen with Halberds. That's 2 of them. We have some Chaos Warriors with Halberds. That is 4 of them actually. But all of these units are below half HP. This one is the best one. No, actually this Chosen is above half HPs. But for the most part, they're pretty tattered. Sartorial himself has 1k HP. So yeah, now at this point, I believe I got... Yeah, my companions hit here, so I tried to move back while I'm still using peasants. But what are you gonna do with peasants, right? Like, I mean, it's... The poison debuff is huge here. As you can see here. You know, lower base weapon damage, lower AP damage, which is huge. But still, you know, those keep running away. However, some nice strip shots for sure from there, but only 2 ammo left. So next few volleys are going to be huge. Possibly should have targeted this Chosen unit instead. Would have been better off, because you know, it's a Chosen unit. That was a mistake, and angle would have been better. May have hit like these 2 units anyway, so shooting that Chosen would have been better. Still almost hit that anyway. It looks like I do end up changing my target here, which is not a bad idea. But you know, we have Chaos making a different kind of box here, but this is very close at this point. You know, even though like it's technically in favor of Chaos, because yes, Sartorial has 1k HP, and he has, you know, Chaos has a lot of infantry still on the field compared to Bretonia. And there's still the companions, but yes, the Treb's out of ammo now. I don't know if the last few shots hit. Looks like they may have, because now they're down to 39, so took out 1 model. At this point, this is still very, very tough. Gas is repositioning though, so we'll see how this goes. Definitely a bad situation here. For, I mean, unless the power says otherwise, then it's probably going to change a little bit more with more Earthbloods, but... You know, at this point, I'm trying to set up my units to attack from this hill, essentially. So I'm just repositioning here. Sending around my entire army. Deciding how to attack in first. Setting a peasant mob. These hell cannons are out of ammo at this point, but, you know, still quite annoying. Whereas over here, I can actually fast forward at this point. So that chaos is moving forward, and I'm preparing to attack. So it looks like here they come, they move up. Most of them are fresh, which is another pretty possible issue. No, a lot of Faye is tired, so that's not ideal, but still. So right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just barely touch the Chosen to give him a debuff, but it's kind of difficult. If I get in there, one bad animation could cause the Fae to lose her life, because she gets stuck very easily in those Chosen with halberds, so you want to be pretty careful here. Now, I've got Peasant Mob here, you're using them to take some of the hits, ensure that Fae grants the you know, Mortis Engine effect, which is good here, but Fae is gonna start taking some damage, and there's a very bad animation from the Fae. Now that's gonna make sure that she's stuck here, and she's gonna be gonna get munched on by so many things, so I have to pop in the Paladins. Sartorial gets out immediately, but I don't change my attack order quickly enough. There's also a very, very huge final transmutation. I do pop Shield of Thorns, but it's not really gonna help here. And at this point, this is a very bad situation for Britonia. I'm actually coming in here with more units. And this is not looking good for Britonia. This Paladin is routing, this Paladin is routing as well. With the balance of power change. Fae possibly might come back, but I actually probably won't with that leadership. So at this point, this Paladin is also disengaging. It's actually routed? Yes, he's routed, and there goes the balance of power. Basically, this is going to be a chaos victory at this point, as they held off the Bretonian attack. Wow, look at these Chosen just fighting peasants, you know, battle pilgrims actually, so not the lowest tier of Bretonian units. Pilgrims are pretty good units actually, but you know, not against chaos units. So here I try one last Hail Mary, and you know, I did do some more damage to Sartorial, but you know, this game is closer than I thought it would be based on, you know, how I played it. A couple more different moves would have changed the outcome, but you know, could have possibly, I mean, not certain. But yeah, let's take a look at stats. So Fate getting lots of value, but still by the end she had an unfortunate attack animation. Pilgrims doing more than I expected them to against that army. Questing Knights, not too bad at all. So 300, 485, 312. Yeah, this companion, yeah, actually, what am I saying? Questing Knights did horrible here. Yeah, none of them paid for themselves. But this Field Trebuchet, you can see here, the value of this Field Trebuchet was like the best unit in my roster. Just dishing out all that damage to those, the Chaos Infantry. Now for Iron General, we have here 3.2k value. That is massive. On Sartorial, so again, he's done a lot of work. Now these Chaos Warriors, these units didn't get too much value, but you know, 4 of them are still alive. And just look at these Chosen with halberds. 1.4k, 2.9k, Hell Cannons doing decently also. Now, let's take a look at Game 3, the tiebreaker. So here we are with Game 3 on Karag Asgal, the same matchup again. And as you can probably tell from the deployment, well, from the loading screen, my army's going to be a little bit different, so let's go to slow motion. Also deployed slightly differently because I did adjust after the last game. So up front, I have 4 Peasant Mob. Right behind 4 Field Trebuchets, and behind those I have 4 Men-at-Arms. One of them has shields. And 2 Peasant Bowmen with box arrows. Fey Enchantress with, looks like the same kit. Maybe I gave up Awakening of the Wood actually. And only 3 Questing Knights this time around, but even though one is the Companions of Canel. So the one big thing here is that I have 4 Field Trebuchets. And with 4 Field Trebuchets, that can do a lot against the Chaos Army, which is the exact same as the last build. So, you know, last time, you know, that was a good, should I put it, you know, that was a good change for Iron General. Good adaptation, is that the way you say it? Maybe? From the first game, when he played in game 2, this build is definitely more suited to beating my build. But now I adapted to his build, so you can see I have 4 trebuchets. I brought more artillery than him, so at this point this is going to be a bit rough for Chaos. Trebuchet is already starting, so we're going to have some artillery dueling over here. And now one thing to mention is that, yes, I'm targeting this, because yeah, I think this one is not in range, so I just want to make sure I keep shooting it. The Soul of Damnation here is going to go, you know, not only am I going to do damage to this, but I'm also going to hit the units behind, which is Chaos Warrior with Halberd. It's pretty important. I'm actually going to fast forward a little bit, because who wants to see, you know, all of this stuff? Yeah, at this point, just lots of trebs getting so much value already. I mean, yeah, this Chaos Warrior with Halberd is already taking so much damage just because, you know, I'm actually targeting the Hell Cannons and hitting them accidentally, so yeah. It's pretty big here. These Hell Cannons, yeah, they're going down soon. Look at this. Yeah, that's pretty big. Yeah, this one's oh, it's actually fully destroyed, so that's only 1 Hell Cannon left. Definitely didn't get the value. Also missed here pretty heavily, so these Hell Cannons, not what they wanted to get. This one is getting hit really hard here, so this is a very tough situation for Chaos. Again, 4 trebs, so a lot of value into them, but of course also 2 Hell Cannons, so look at it that way. Definitely the 4 trebs are winning the engagement here, all targeting this single Hell Cannon. So at some point, you know, if they actually don't miss, wow, they actually hit that unit, but yeah, there's still a couple here, so yeah, still a couple of entities here, so that's kind of yeah, something to take care of. Now the Paladin here is trying to do things. Nice hits here onto the Chaos Warriors. Taking the Paladin in to take out this crew, because why not? Sartorial is coming in. It does actually land a hit on one of them, but Guardian does help. Now this one Paladin here is actually a little bit... no, he's fine, so he's going to disengage. Trying to slow down with Paladins, basically, at this point, the advance of Chaos, so I can get more shots off with the Trebs. Should be changing targets here. Indeed, I am. Targeting some Chosen. Targeting this unit because it's full, I guess, and might hit the Chosen anyway. This unit in the back is very damaged. And now the Peasant Mob Bowmen are going to start firing into the Chaos Warriors. But I'm going to start changing my what I attack, which is going to be this Chaos Warrior instead. At this point, yeah, getting some nice shots from the side. Trebuchet is also doing great. Also setting up the Peasant Mob first to, you know, one by one to slow down the advance so I can get more shots off Trebs. And yeah, this Chaos Warrior is definitely feeling the heat right now. All the damage from the Trebs is huge, but you know, actually a lot of misses, surprisingly, even from this range. Wouldn't expect it, but at this point I have to send in more units. Now here, this is a strange situation for Sartorial. I'm not able to shoot him down here. That is a great hit on that one, and still more shots from Peasant Bowman. Basically got a full surround here on the Chaos. That was a good charge from Sartorial, but they might get a hit in. Paladins might get some hits in, but yeah. Full disengage there. More trebuchets doing damage. Companions of Canal here with the charge. They send these Chosen with halberds flying, but it's not a big deal. So Sartorial going in ham here. Trying to engage him, but he's at 5.8 HP. Have to disengage at this point. There's still other units around. But Sartorial is really trying to do something here, but yeah, the Trebs are almost, you know, in some trouble here. Granted, this Treb here actually will be able to still be up and doing work. Oh, that was a huge hit onto my own men-at-arms there with my own trips. I got a blob here, and this is actually very early. Oh no, it's just the Shield of Thorns. I thought I would as well. There's a huge final transmutation on this blob right now. So I should be careful because, yeah, it's not good. But East Paladin is taking massive damage from the final transmutation. I sent in a questing knight, which is actually hit by a final transmutation, messing up with those companions here. I am able to get a decent charge off here into those chosen, but they're chosen, so I gotta pull out the questing knights fast here. More trebs, shooting into more stuff here. Looks like Sartorial is still there, Paladin's over there, companions around. Ooh, there's a Plague of Rust being used onto the Paladin. He's now got 55 armor. Not sure about that Plague of Rust. Also targeting Sartorial, who's the best target in this case for Peasant. Oh, and I guess I'm just trying to debuff him at this point. Not really trying to do damage. More questing knights coming in here, and that is a concession of defeat from the Chaos players. So let's take a look at statistics. They didn't get much value because you didn't have time. Peasant mob here, you know, they did a fantastic job just holding up the opponent. Men-at-arms here, yeah, they didn't really have to fight. This one got killed by its own trebs, I guess. My own trebs. Peasant bowmen here, lots of really good value because this time around the hell cannons were unable to shut them down. Questing knights here, not a lot of value because they were still alive and there's not much to kill. But look at these 4 trebs here. Heroes of the game, 1.4k, 1.8k, 1.5k, and 1.2k. For the Chaos, we see decent-ish value on Sartorial, definitely his weakest game, but also the Fae's weakest game. Some of these Chaos Warriors here, did any of these pay for itself? Yeah, look at the Chosen with Halberds now, 268, 178. I mean, they're still, could have done more by the end, but still wasn't going to work. And those 2 Hell Cannons, not what they needed to do. But that is it for now, so thank you all for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on social media. I should see you all next time.